All right, let's talk about Singapore. You hear about it all the time, right? A major hub for global talent, a city of the future. But have you ever wondered what it actually costs to live there as an expat? Today, we're going to dive into the numbers, and trust me, they're pretty eye-opening.
So let's just jump right in with a question. Think about it for a second. What's the most expensive city in all of Asia for an expat to live in? Take a guess.
Well, if you guessed Singapore, you'd be absolutely right. According to some pretty fresh research, the Lion City takes the top spot. Number one. But wait, that's just within Asia. If we zoom out and look at the whole world, Singapore comes in at number 4. Let that sink in. Fourth most expensive in the entire world. That really changes the game, doesn't it? Okay, so what does being fourth in the world really mean? I mean, who are we comparing it to? To really get a feel for it, let's put it in perspective and see who else is in that exclusive club. And wow, look at this list. You've got New York, Zurich, and Los Angeles. And then there's Singapore. What's really wild here is that it's the only Asian city in that top 4. That makes it a real standout, a true financial heavyweight on the global stage. And if you're thinking, well, what about Hong Kong? That's a great question. It's often seen as Singapore's main rival, right? Well, Hong Kong doesn't even crack the top 5. It's all the way down at number 10. That just goes to show you how much of a gap there really is. But here's the crazy part. While Singapore is sitting up there near the top, Asia is also home to all 10 of the world's most affordable cities for expats. We're talking places like Shenzhen and Bangkok, so you've got some of the most expensive and the most affordable, all on the same continent. Talk about a continent of contrasts. So, the big question is, why? What's driving these costs up so high in Singapore? What's really behind that ranking? Let's peel back the layers and look at the main reasons.
Well, the research points to 3 big things, and these hit expats particularly hard. First, you've got sky-high housing prices. Then there's transportation, which is a whole other story. And if you have kids, get ready for some hefty international school fees.
Let's just double-click on housing for a second. Just looking at that one expense, Singapore is the 6th most expensive place on the planet for an expat to find a home. That's a huge chunk of anyone's budget, especially since most expats are in the private rental market.
And what about getting around? If you're thinking about buying a car, oh boy. You have to deal with something called the Certificate of Entitlement, or COE. It's basically a license to own a car, and it's designed to keep traffic down. The result? It makes owning a car there one of the most eye-wateringly expensive things you can do anywhere in the world. Now, this didn't just happen overnight. Singapore's climb to the top has been a slow and steady burn. If we look back over the past few years, you can actually see a clear pattern emerging. Check this out. Just a few years ago, in 2021, it was sitting at number 6. Then it bumped up to 5th for a couple of years, and now here we are, with Singapore at number 4. See? It's not a fluke. It's a consistent upward climb. Okay, but this next part, this is where things get really, really interesting. Because it turns out the cost of living in Singapore isn't just one number. It's like we're talking about 2 completely different cities at the same time. Get ready for this. We already know that for an expat, Singapore is the 4th most expensive city in the world. But for a local resident, it's not 5th, not 10th, it's 28th. That is a massive drop, a 24-spot difference. How is that even possible? So what gives? Well, it boils down to 2 key things. First, expats and locals just buy different stuff. Their spending habits are totally different. But the real game changer is that locals have access to things like subsidized public housing and other services that most expats just can't get. So, after all these numbers, it all comes down to one big question, right? Is it worth it? With a price tag this high, what's the payoff? Let's take a look. Because here's the other side of the equation. Despite the cost, people rave about the quality of life in Singapore. We're talking tons of beautiful green spaces, it's one of the safest cities you'll ever find, and there's always something to do. You can't really put a price tag on that stuff. And that's really the heart of it, isn't it? It's a trade-off. For anyone thinking about moving there, whether it's an individual or a whole company, they have to ask themselves, is this incredible quality of life worth the premium price tag? That's the billion-dollar question that will really shape Singapore's future as a global hub.